Here we are again to talk some college football for anybody interested in talking. That's what we'll do. And we will go through some of the games, talked about what happened last week, and have some fun and see some of your comments. So I'm going to get this going here and find myself here on the computer so I can see your chat. It helps me see it better. It's kind of small there on the camera. And we'll go through some of these games. Last week, we are continuing to stay over 500, actually over 600. Pretty much every week, we get either 5 out of 6 or 4 out of 6 correctly, and that's what we did last week. I did not expect my Florida team to lose to LSU, although it was one of the upset alerts for sure. We felt that being at home in LSU was going to be a tough one, and I just had that inkling that we were probably going to get upset in that game and lose. So, and that's what happened. So that was unfortunate. But hey, we've learned this week, this whole year, that college football, that's what happens. There's Donald. Hello, Donald. You're the old faithful that comes here to the show every week. Thank you. If we'll probably have a conversation, just you and I, but hey, that's an interesting conversation nevertheless. So I was talking about how we did last week. We definitely did not expect Florida to lose. Another surprise last week was Iowa losing to Purdue. I don't think anybody predicted that for sure. North Houston, we have both Houstons covered there. Hello, Steph. I hope you're having a great day. And Matthew's here with us today. That's awesome, Matthew. I know you couldn't make it last week, so I'm glad you're here. And Cincinnati's in the house too. By the way, congratulations. Cincinnati continues to do well. They should do well today. I didn't put them in up here. I'm hoping that they're gonna continue doing well. And Smoking Ronnie, nice for you to join us also. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. I'm excited for all these games happening, and a lot of upsets probably might happen this week. So that's what we're gonna go through it every week. Of course, that's something that could happen with college football. Um, so say hi to each other there, as I can see, and we'll get started here with the first game of the day. Most of the 12 o'clock games I didn't put them, not because they're not important. I just kind of try to highlight 6 of them, but I'm rooting for Cincinnati to continue on their quest to not losing. So I know Odie's gonna be rooting for them, and definitely that's one that I'll be watching today early for sure. So let's see about some of these other games, and if you guys have a team that is your team and you wanna talk about it, feel free to shout out your team and talk about what you think is gonna happen. But we have Oklahoma State here playing Iowa State, another undefeated team still there. Hello, Paul. How are you? What time is it over there, Paul? Since it's not in the morning here, I'm guessing you're there in the afternoon. Skip is still just getting up. I can't blame him. Saturdays are hard to get up. They're hard for myself, for sure. Um, Another undefeated team here, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State takes on Iowa State. Is going to be playing in Iowa. And guess what? The people that do all this gambling and betting, they're picking Iowa State to be the winner by 7 points. So that's a touchdown. So that's interesting. Even though we have Oklahoma State as the number 8 team in the nation, the experts are still picking Iowa State to win by 7. What do you guys think? You think Iowa State can do it and beat Oklahoma State and completely mess up their chances? Their counterparts, Oklahoma, have a much easier game. They play Kansas, which can't beat anybody. So Oklahoma State is definitely feeling the pressure to stay undefeated because Oklahoma has a much easier game today than them. So I see people are taking Iowa here. And Paul is laying with his leg up. He had a motorcycle accident. Oh no, Paul. That's what you were missing in action. Well, I hope you recuperate. You have a fractured foot. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Paul. That's what I don't ride motorcycles. I always think it's just an accident waiting to happen. I hope you recuperate fast and you back on your feet, literally back on your feet, Paul. We'll be praying for you and hoping that you get better soon. And Donald says Oklahoma. Donald, you're the only one picking Oklahoma State here. You getting better? Okay, good, Paul. I'm glad you're getting better. So this week we have something special. I have a guest picker that gave me their picks. And you know, this guest picker is basing it on completely nothing. She says she just wants to pick a team and see how it goes without any stats or whatever. And that's my mom. So I'm gonna put here with a pink M the teams that she's picking to win, and then of course I'll make my pick. So for this first game, my mom is picking Iowa State to win. She feels Iowa State is gonna take it. So I'm gonna put a big M here like this. That's her pick. I feel it's gonna be definitely a close game. We are thinking the score is gonna be 23-21. I'll put it right here to the side. Well, actually, let's use this other green so you guys can see it better. 23-21. There you go. And we are picking Iowa State to win too. I think that they're gonna pull it off. I feel sorry for Oklahoma State because I'm really rooting for them. But I think this is a dangerous game for them. Being in Iowa State, it's gonna be a close one. But I'm picking Iowa State to win this game, and will be our first upset here on the little upset alerts. Actually, most of these games, they're on upset alert. This week is going to be very dangerous for some of these teams that are up there in the ranks and that are undefeated. This might be the week where they undefeated goes bye-bye. Gut feeling. All right. So, Donald, I hope you're right. Actually, I really want Oklahoma State to win. Really, I'm really rooting for them. I would rather have them than Oklahoma this year. That's just me. But hello, Boris. You made it this time. Did you get the notification, Boris, or you just happened to turn the clock and make sure you were here? Because I know last week you didn't get any notification for sure. Let me know. But I'm glad all of you guys are here. That's awesome. Actually, we already have more than we had all of last week. So 11 people in the house. This is great. Now we have another dangerous game here. Oregon is their hopes are kind of on the bound there on the Pacific. It's very hard for them to pick a team from that conference for the playoffs. But Oregon is trying to do their best. And they play UCLA today at UCLA. And guess what? The experts are saying UCLA by a point. So again, another game where the experts are picking completely the person that's not even ranked to win. What do you guys think? You think UCLA can pull it off and this give another upset here? Hello, Steve the Piper. How are you? Thanks for you to join us today. This time you got the bell. Okay. And we have my son there, Cover Jukebox. Say hi to Cover Jukebox. He is one of my two sons. He's my oldest son. And my youngest son, I don't see him there. My youngest son is the one who actually does all this. So Cover Jukebox, if you have a pick, you can shout it out and tell us what you think here. We're ready on the second game. I don't know how you woke up early today. But hello there, son. Ducks. All right. Smoking Ronnie speaking the Ducks. And I'm good, Steve. Definitely a little sleepy on Saturday mornings, but you know, I make it. I had a big cup of coffee There's my other son, the college football enthusiast. And he says the Oregon. So I have my two sons here, cover jukebox and the college football enthusiast in the house for the first time. At least the first time that I noticed. So you guys can say hi to them. Definitely the college football enthusiast is the one that helps me with all these stats. So he is the knowledgeable one here in terms of that. All right. So Oregon says Stephen Skip. Boris says Oregon. And the college enthusiast says Oregon. Well, let's start with my mom's pick. My mom's pick for this game completely just by name. Actually, she went back and forth on this one. She was undecided between Oregon and UCLA. And first she said UCLA, and then she said no Oregon. But at the end, she went with Oregon for this game. So we're going to give a big M there for Oregon for this game. This is also going to be a close one. We're calling it 28-24. There we go. And we're going to go with Oregon here. Even though the experts say UCLA, we're going to stick with Oregon. So I'm going to circle Oregon for this one. There you go. So far, I'm actually going with my mom's pick. So we're 2-2 there. See how it goes. College football enthusiast says, good morning, YTPC. Actually, the C and the P, you got to flip them. YTPC. Flip the P and the C there. All right. I got 5 of them. You have 5 sons, Ronnie? Ooh. Well, God bless you there with 5 sons, or 5 kids, or 3 sons and a daughter. All right, Donald says Ducks by 14. So Donald think the Ducks are just going to run over with the game. That could happen. Again, I'm always, really careful when they play at the other team's home. That home field advantage does have a consequence there in some of the games. They make it harder for the opposing quarterback to hear. And sometimes, it makes a difference. So I think it's going to be a close one. We have it down here also as an upset alert, but both of these games are definitely upset alert. They can go either way. All right. So the next one, we're going with UCLA. Street Gliders going with UCLA on a close one. Yeah, that could very well happen. Let's see. Anybody else picking? Donald says, don't everybody remember Alabama by 5 touchdowns? Well, Matthew, I'm sure, remembers that. Last week, the cover. This week we have Alabama favored by 25 points. Last week they actually cover that the spread, and they completely destroyed the team to 49-9, I think. So we'll get to that one this week and see if that's going to happen. LSU and Ole Miss. LSU comes from beating the Gators at home. And, everybody's excited there that they completely spoiled it for the Gators. But now they're going to Ole Miss. And Ole Miss is shooting there to actually surprise everybody and win the West. So this is a very important game for Ole Miss. They're at home. They're a 7.5-point favorite. They're ranked number 12. Who do you got for this game? Tell me. This is going to be a tough game. We're saying it's going to be high scoring. We're calling it 45-41, so a high scoring game here. Definitely an exciting game to watch. All of these are exciting, but if you like high scoring, I think this is going to be the most high scoring out of all these 3 games here. Donald says LSU has turned the corner. LSU, but close. All right. And Stephen Skip are picking Ole Miss. Okay. And my son, Cover Jupo, said he's ready to see Oregon's uniform. Yeah, I always look forward to seeing them. If you guys don't know, billionaire person, gave a grant many years ago for them to have all this money so that they could have different uniforms for every game. So they have a different combination of uniforms for every game. It's pretty cool. If you guys never seen Oregon play, just watch them just for the uniforms. They come out with a completely different design of uniforms, helmets, for every game, and it's kind of a cool thing, whether they win or not. All right, Matthew speaking LSU. Street Glider Piper says that Ogeron is out. Players rally around him. LSU in another shocker. Okay, that could be. So LSU is definitely, feeling it. They're definitely are inspired with what happened last time. So I'm gonna give you my mom's pick. My mom's pick is she's picking Ole Miss. She's picking Ole Miss on this one. Like I said, it's gonna be high scoring, and I have to go with that pick too. I think this is Ole Miss at home. I think Ole Miss has a lot more to lose than LSU to gain. LSU, I know they're inspired, but this should be Ole Miss's game. I would be very surprised if they don't come on top on this one and continue their chances, their hopes that they can win the West. So that's my pick for that one. Any other picks? Broris picks us Ole Miss. We have a very good split here. We have some LSU and some Ole Miss, back and forth. I'm sure that if you're an Alabama fan, you want LSU to win because definitely that gives Alabama a better chance to make it in this side. So let's go to Clemson and Pittsburgh. Guys, if you haven't seen Pittsburgh play, this is a very high-scoring team. Pretty much every game except the Virginia game, they score 40, they score 50, they score 77 points in a game. So we have one of the better defenses going against definitely high-power offense. They like to put a lot of points on the board. Can they do it against Clemson? That is the question. We'll see if that can happen. Who do you guys like here? Oh, we have Nature Photography guy saying Roll Tide. We got a first Roll Tide of the morning. Oh, Lord. We're going to get to you guys on the last game here on the board for sure. But welcome. Welcome, Nature Photography guy. Appreciate you being here. Donald says Pittsburgh's going to win by a landslide. Well, the experts are picking Pittsburgh to win by 3.5 points. That's the spread on that. It is in Pittsburgh, so it's gonna be loud and people are gonna be excited. Says Pittsburgh, Street Glide Piper says Pittsburgh. Clemson is rebuilding. All right, I agree. I mean, Clemson has pretty much said, this season is over for us. Bearing any craziness happening, we have Wake Forest that's completely undefeated. We have North Carolina State playing very well. I don't think they're gonna win their division there. So this is a tough one. I'll tell you what my mom has for this one. She picks Pittsburgh to win on this game. I love the Pittsburgh uniforms. I just love high-scoring teams. I like to see that. That's exciting to me. So we think here this game is going to be a low-scoring game because of the defense. We're saying 20-17, which is going to be tough. Again, if Pittsburgh starts putting a lot of points on the board, forget it. This is going to be over soon, and Clemson is going to be completely embarrassed. But we think that somehow, some way, Clemson is going to pull off this win, and this is a tough pick to make because I think all the odds go towards a Pittsburgh win here. Even my mom is picking Pittsburgh. It is in Pittsburgh, but I feel just because of the Clemson pride and the coach's pride and his defense, he's going to find a way to shut them down, and Clemson comes up with a surprising win here. And we'll have another upset, out of the many that we're going to have this week. So that's my pick. Anybody else? Clemson has cashed in, and he just wants not to take needless injuries. That's what Donald thinks. I think, I think Clemson still has a pride here, and definitely the coach has pride. He doesn't want to get blown out and get embarrassed. It could happen. But I'm thinking they won't. I think they're just going to find a way to sink down, and their defense is going to just shut down Pittsburgh. And if Pittsburgh doesn't do high scoring, I don't think their defense is gonna be able to hold off with Clemson, and Clemson will come up with the few points they need to win this game. If Pittsburgh win, that's fine. I'll be happy with that too. All right, moving on. Ohio State and Indiana, guys. Ohio State, another team there that's 5-1. They're ranked number 5. They cannot afford to lose any games here. If they want a chance at the playoffs, they already lost a game. They are favorites by 21 points. So the experts are picking them to blow out Indiana completely. But this game is Indiana. What do you guys think? Smokey Ronnie said that pick by 14. All right. IU will lose to OS, but by 10 or more. All right. So Smarty Bob thinks that that Ohio State is just gonna run the gamut with this one. Ohio State big. Easy pick. Smokey Ronnie says Ohio State. Ohio State, unfortunately. And Donald says they're not going to cover. I have to agree with Donald on this one. I think that this is in Indiana. I think Indiana's going to give them a game. I'll be surprised if Ohio State can just run the board with them. Maybe towards the end in the fourth quarter, if Indiana is already beat, they can put some points later. But I think it's going to be a tough one, and definitely one in our upset alert. We have there Ohio State for sure. This could be the surprise of the week. Let's see what my mom picks. Oh, my mom is picking Indiana. So watch out. It could happen. She's picking Indiana in this one. We think it's going to be kind of a one-sided game. 38 to 17, 38 to 13. Ohio State. I think, they just have a lot of weapons. But again, I would not be surprised. And you heard it here. If Indiana does like Purdue did last week, completely surprise everybody, beat Iowa. Nobody was picking that. Nobody was even thinking of that. I didn't even put that game on the board because I thought it was such an easy game for Iowa. I even wore Iowa colors, but Purdue won. And I feel this could happen here for sure. Of course, if you have to put your money where your mouth is, you got to go with Ohio State. They're the favorites here to win big, and they might win big. We're picking 38 to 13. Let's see. What was the spread? 21. 21 is the spread. Maybe it's kind of small here, but yeah, 21 is the spread for Ohio. So our last game here on the board is Alabama with the biggest spread that we have on the board. The spread is 25. Alabama to completely destroy Tennessee. Alabama is ranked number 4. They have one loss. They lost to Ole Miss. No, they lost to Texas A&M. I'm sorry. And Ole Miss is the one that's on their toes, trying to get to that West Championship and kind of beat out Alabama there. If Alabama loses, Ole Miss will be the one going representing the West. Now the game is in Alabama, so that has a big advantage here for Alabama. The game being in Alabama. Tennessee, they're 4-3, but they're not a bad team. Tennessee is a good team. Cover Jukebox. My oldest son says Alabama will steamroll the Volunteers. That could very well happen. I'm sure Matthew is speaking Alabama. Picking and Piping says Roll Tide, big win. And Smokey Ronnie says Alabama covers easy. All right. Tennessee is toast, according to Donald. And Boris says Bama wins but won't cover. You know what? I am agreeing with Boris. I think that, and of course, I wouldn't bet on this because I was already burned one time with the cover, but I don't think Alabama covers this game. I think Tennessee gives them a heck of a game here, and even gives them a little bit of a scare at the end. It's in Alabama. I really doubt that that they can pull it up. But guess what? My mom's pick is Tennessee on this one. So watch out. Watch out, Alabama. We got somebody picking here, Tennessee. My mom may run the table and win all these games. So it's yet to see. We're picking it's gonna be a 45 to 30 game here. Let me use this green here. 45 to 30, high scoring. Um, this will be another high scoring fun game to watch. Both of these SEC games, the SEC used to be this defense, low scoring, sometimes boring running games, and this has changed a lot now. We have these high scoring games in the SEC that I think they make it a little more exciting. I like games like that. And of course, I have to go with Alabama. It will be hard not to pick Alabama at home. They're just that good. They have a great coach. They got beat this year, but it's very unusual. So picking Alabama to win at home, winning big, maybe pull off at the end like they do. Tennessee keeps it close. Tennessee gives them a scare early on, but then at the end, Alabama finds a way and just runs off with the game. That's what I think is going to happen. Let's see. Everybody's picking Alabama here. I don't think anybody else is picking Tennessee. So my mom is alone in this one. She might beat everybody if Tennessee wins. You heard it here first. And if she gets all this right, we may have to ask her again to make her picks, because apparently the experts don't know a thing. Sometimes we don't know a thing. So maybe somebody else gets these things right. the Colonel Sanders from Waterboy. Yeah, that's a funny movie for sure. That is a funny movie for sure. Well, guys, what other games are you guys thinking of this week? I've been watching a lot of NFL more than I have ever actually in my life, because I've been doing this fantasy team, and so it's been kind of fun. I'm gonna definitely be Vicky Fuck. Go Astros! Oh, baseball! So little baseball. Donald is picking the Astros, and so baseball. So I'm picking the Braves to win the national there. I think it was last night, they got completely killed. Maybe they rested all their pitchers and they're ready for Saturday and Sunday now. Of course, the Dodgers also are going to have their best pitchers come for the last two games. They have their stars coming out. I'm hoping the Braves win. That's my dad's team. And on the other side, Astros and Boston. I think I'm picking the Astros. They are definitely the more consistent team. Boston has just these big games where everybody hits a home run, but then they just don't do much after that. So I'm picking Braves. I'm picking Astros. I think that's gonna be the World Series. That's my pick for that. Smoking Ronnie says Astros will be the world champs. All right. So Astros. Oh, they won last night. Oh, I didn't know they played. They played last night. Okay. So there you go. So Astros are in, and then we're just waiting for the other side. So hopefully the Braves can pull it off, so we can have a Braves Astros series. I'm sure some people are rooting for the Dodgers. Any Dodgers fans here in the house? Dodgers have a great team, obviously, and they have some good pitching there. So it's gonna be a. I don't think it's gonna be any more blowouts. I think they did all the blowouts, and the game either today or tomorrow. The last two games should be low scoring. All right, everybody's saying Boston lost. Okay, that's all right. We picked Astros. See, without knowing, I already had picked the Astros. So, but good. I'm glad they made it. I remember my grandfather used to go for the Astros because they always had a lot of guys from Puerto Rico, which is where we're from, and he liked that. He liked that the team has always had a good representation from from Puerto Rico and some of the other Latin American countries for sure. And Strickland hasn't followed baseball. Well, I'm with you. I don't follow baseball until the World Series. That's it. I wait, and if my dad's team is in it, then I might watch some games with him. But I don't follow baseball as close as I follow football, just because it's just a slower sport. So I uh, I don't enjoy it as much until it gets to the World Series part. Don't leave before you pound the like button. Well, guys, if you enjoy this, I I'm here on Saturday mornings. I enjoy doing this a little bit with you guys and getting a chance to talk and talk some football. And again, we might even delve into the NFL someday if you guys are interested, um, or just talk about fantasy players. That's always fun for the people that play fantasy football like me. But this is what we got. We got. I picked the same team for half of the ones, and my mom picked the different team for half of this. Let's see who's right. Tune in next week at 9 a.m. and see what happens. Are we all surprised by the teams that win? Or are we all right and on the teams that we're supposed to win won? You never know with college football for sure, but that's what makes it exciting. That's what keeps me every Saturday, turning on the TV, and actually I have three TVs there, putting games in different TVs just to watch them all. Watch every single game that I can. All right. Boris is in for NFL talk. Anybody, any other NFL um, people here? I would probably have to change the title and put college football and NFL, because if not, whoever sees the title may not click in for sure. And Donald, he has said he's in for all sports, even curling. He's in for that. Well, guys, have a great day. Let's see. What's the last comment? I just realized you did this. I'll be here every Saturday morning from now on. College football is my favorite. All right, Street Glider. I really appreciate that. The more you guys are here, the more fun it is. So we have my oldest son, of course, he's for the Packers. Matthew's for the Bills. Boris, I think you're for the Vikings, if I remember. Um, Here, nice. All right. And we have the college enthusiast going for the Jaguars. That's his team. Well, I like a few teams, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, I just love their colors. So as you saw me last week, that's usually who I root for. They're on bye this week, so. And Donald, the Raiders. I forgot. Yeah, Donald likes the Raiders. And Eagles fan, Street Glider. Sorry about those Eagles, but they're struggling. But all right, next Saturday, tune in at 9:15, around that time. I usually get in, so just be patient, and I'll turn this thing on around that time, and we'll talk some more football. Next week, college football, guys. Some very, very important game. A lot of the ranked teams are playing each other, so definitely we have lots to talk about for next Saturday. Until then, go there to Donald's channel if you want to do some tailgating. He'll put on some music, and he'll talk about all kinds of things. So follow Donald Hughes in his channel, tailgating, right after this one, right? Yeah. Goodbye, guys. Until next Saturday. Bye.